Yo, what's going on, man? It's your boy DJ Las Vegas.
It's your boy Gutsy Guts.
And this is a very, very special Man Dem Show, Man Dem interview right here in the comfy home of Toronto. I don't know what y'all doing, but we booling, we making money, we gambling, we doing all sorts. We're going to take it right quick, real quick to Harlem, New York, where we got our boy G Mims in the fucking building.
Don't forget the dollar sign.
Ooh, G Mims with the dollar
Shout
sign.
out
What's
to
going on, homie?
Toronto, man. Shout out to Toronto, from Harlem to Toronto.
That's what's up, bro. That's what's up, man. So,
Yo, really quick. Hold on, really quick. I just want to ask you: Are you listening to anybody out here? Like anybody ringing bells out there?
So I'm gonna tell you a cool story. I grew up. Don't school me on no titles, but I did grow up on Cardinal Official.
Okay, yeah.
I grew up on them. You know what I mean? Before Drake, before anything, my pops used to bring in a lot of music with Cardinal Official on it. So that's how I kind of got on to Toronto or Canadian artists. I actually got the pleasure. Well, you know, it's a little weird now, but I got to meet Tory Lanez way back in the day in the World Star days. When he was on his grind. You know what I mean? Like World Star, when he was putting out mixtapes on World Star, I ran into him in Atlanta and a couple other spots, just on the grind, you know, grinding. He was running with a team that had him at some spots that I was at. So that's how I started getting on. There are other artists, I don't remember their names, but my first like real search engine habits came from Cardinal Official and Tory. Of course there was Drake, but I mean like real encounters with anyone outside of that was those two. Oh yeah, my project, I put out a project, bro, in like 2020, and it was majority produced by a producer from Canada. His name is Hassan.
Okay.
So I definitely worked with some people outside of the States, and I like the music that comes from y'all side of the world.
Appreciate that.
And it's just a big hip hop culture. You know what I mean? From what I'm learning and understanding over the time, it's just a big hip hop culture out there. And you know, I'm honored to just be on y'all radar now, man.
That's what's up. Let's hope that we can get you some more fans out here. How important do you feel it is to actually like cross network, like cross country and shit? Like, you know what I'm saying? And do you guys do a lot of it, or do you do a lot of it?
Well, cross country network, no, I haven't gotten the pleasure yet to do as much cross country networking that I would like to. I do have some networks. I used to play a lot of basketball, so I have a lot of networks from college and stuff that do stretch overseas, but I haven't really been able to act on them as much as I would like to. But I'm definitely all for it now. Listen, passport clear, everything fine. I'm ready to go anywhere I need to go in the world. I want to see the world. I'm not going to lie. It's more the world I want to see. I really think that's a big deal. And being able to touch people in different areas from where I grew up just means more to me. That's what, like, why music is just so important to me in the first place. You know, it stretches beyond our physical reach.
That's what's
Have you left your country yet?
Really, no. I've been to like Niagara Falls.
Jeez.
I've been to like Niagara Falls, and that's it. I've been around a lot of places in the country, but I haven't really been out the country.
Crazy. What?
I will though. I will.
Oh, for sure. I mean, for those that don't know, G Mims with the dollar sign is actually DJ Cool Red Alert, man.
Yes.
Know what I'm saying?
Yes.
In my throat, bro. You didn't do any traveling with your pops?
And within the States, yeah. We had some offers to go to like Australia once. I think somewhere else. But a lot of times like those be like his bookings for himself, and he has like a set system that he travels and who he travels with. And I try to just kind of just be a support as much as I can. I'm very big on like putting together my own journey. You know what I mean? He's allowed me to gain a lot of experience off of his career in a lot of ways, and I'm thankful for that. But as far as like really traveling out, I don't think we just never really had that yet. I think we would love to do it. We had a crew. We represent ourselves as one unit by calling ourselves a Cool Connection. And
So
we've been like booked to do things before. It's me, my pops, and my brother Rob. A lot of people knows my brother Rob for being on the album covers and being on the radio with him from back in the day. And he was doing like party promotion, and I was the rapper, and I'm the rapper, and my pops DJ. So we would do parties and events like that. We got some offers, but we just didn't snap on any. And then last year, probably when I had a lot of chances, I had a torn Achilles. So you know, a lot of my opportunities to leave the country kind of fell short because I got into an accident.
sorry to hear that.
Yeah, word, man. God bless
It's
you
all
here.
good. Don't be sorry, man. It's a blessing, man. Don't be sorry. We're not sorry for nothing, man.
I hear that. What did he influence you to rap? So what was your influence to just even get into the rap game?
My influence with music came from just, man, I just used to like to write. Instead of writing book reports, I asked the teacher if I could write rhymes. Really, the person that influenced me was like a kid from my school. He was like six. He was in sixth grade. He was signed to Sony. He was telling me all this dope shit about him being a rapper. And at the time, I was doing like shows anyway, not shows. I was in movies. You know, what I mean, my Swiss Beats Pops was my booking agent, Terrence D. I was in movies like Black and White. I was in Summer of Sam. I was in the video How It's Going Down back when like being paid to be an extra was like a thing. You know what I mean?
Jeez.
So my upbringing was real hip hop. You know what I mean? I was around music all my life, regardless. I had a real unique upbringing as far as the hip hop culture goes. So I was influenced in many different ways, and I'm not gonna lie, my influence changed over time. What my pops kind of influenced me more is to kind of stick with it. You know what I mean? He influenced me with the grind and the work ethic, the type of effort it takes to really be successful and to gain some, you know, groundedness. But rapping just came from me wanting to express myself like my friend and feeling like, and them telling me I was good at it. My friends, we had a crew, man, called the Wave Brothers. You had to rap to be a part of the crew. So
that's crazy.
that was my inspiration. Yeah, that was my inspiration. You had to explain yourself. Your rap had to talk about like your waves, your style, and shit like that. And that was the only way you could get in. You had to have waves and rap. And it was four of us. Yep. And it was four of us, and that was our shit. So that was really what inspired me. And I didn't tell my pops that I could rap for years. I hid it from him. I was listening to like Lil Wayne and DMX and Eminem. I wasn't gonna let him see my rhymes that sound like, I'm talking about junior high school. I was suicidal.
That's crazy. So, I mean, fuck, you coming out of Harlem, man, and Harlem is such a talent pool of great MCs, great entertainers, great rappers. Your father, like, how much pressure do you think is like weighed on your shoulders to be as successful as you are, to even get to the point of even signing to VL to Vamp Life?
I don't feel like there's no pressure. I feel like this is just what I love to do, man. I'm gonna do it regardless. You know what I mean? It's just a part of who I am. I'm not trying to be anything. I'm like I'm probably one of those people that you really come in the hood and they're gonna be like, oh yeah, he a rapper. I'm not gonna say I'm a hustler, I'm a ball player. I'm not gonna say I'm any of that. They're gonna say, yeah, he rap. You know what I mean? Like this is my thing. So I don't even really see anybody else. I mean, I do see other people in a cheerful way. Like I root for everyone around me. There's the next person down the block is a rapper. The person in the building 2 blocks down is a rapper. The person 3 blocks down is a rapper. Everybody's a rapper because it's a lot of, like you said, it's a lot of talent. It's a culture out here to be able to rap and make music. So it's very common to have rappers. So oftentimes I can't pressure myself with what everybody else is doing, you know, because I'm going to go crazy and I'm going to lose focus on myself. So in most cases, I don't even think about, that's not even pressure to me. You know what I mean? There's people really out here living life in conditions that's real pressure. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, my life depends on it. I feed my kids off of music. But I've kind of gotten past the feeling of pressure. You know what I mean? It's just a kind of focus. And that's how I deal with it. I don't even look at it as pressure at all, man. I don't even think about it. I just go. Man. I put my foot down, and whatever street is in front of me is getting driven over. That's it, man. Word.
Yo,
What would you like tell somebody your style is, like a new fan? Because I can see you like you do the real hip hop stuff and you can switch it up, and I see you going on drill stuff.
Yeah.
Do you rock with the drill? Do you rock with the New York drill shit?
I don't listen. I do rock with it to the degree that that's the sound, that's the voice of this the youth era of New York and several other places. It would be contradictory to hip hop to act like that music is not hip hop. You ever seen a movie Paid in Full?
yes,
Of course.
that's a classic.
So you remember the scene in The Cleaners where he like, stop playing that hibbity boop bop dop dop shit, right? So at every generation and new evolution of music, the kind of era of past calls it noise. You know what I mean? Until it becomes so captivating that we all understand. So I think it's my due diligence to know that and not kind of repeat the same cycle. You know what I mean? Like, we got to be a little more open-minded. It might seem a little ratchet in the beginning because it's new phases. It's a baby. That's the new baby of hip-hop. You know what I mean? It has to grow and cultivate in the other things. I'm starting to listen to drill music now and hear more love songs. I'm starting to hear more variations of drill. I'm starting to hear more cultures of drill. Although our youthful rappers have used it as a platform to get off a lot of smoke, it was a point where we did too. We did that with trap beats. We did that with hip hop beats. We did all of that. You know what I mean? We turned it into smoke and gangster shit. And it got to a point where it was a little aggressive until we got used to it. Now people rap and we don't even look at a lot of forms of hip hop like we used to. You know what I mean? People embrace it in so many different levels. So I just think it needs time. I just think drill needs time, but I love the production. It's not even a question of production. I love the sound. I love the energy. I know this, like, it makes some people want to do violent or real hyped up things, but I do like that it taps into a different space. I just don't want it to get misused. You know what I mean? Not us using it or using it against or for it to be used against us. So that's really my take on drill, but I love it. You know what I mean? That's just the sound of the youth, and that's they cry out in hip hop right now. We all had our chance. Everyone has their chance. Not saying when you get too old for hip hop, it's over, but you only get your first chance to make your introduction, and this their introduction. Let them in. They proved that the beat is here. It's a part of the culture. It's here. So that's my take on drill. You know what I mean? I do understand it to be like a UK sound, a bunch of other sound, Chicago. Everybody has their own sound, and I appreciate that for what it is too, because at least we're not all copying each other. We're just kind of creating our own sounds with the same tools. And I think that's fire. I appreciate that. So shout out to the drill. So when you ask me about my versatility, I'm a mood person. Like, as far as my creative, you ask me what kind of an artist is. Bro, I'm not gonna lie, I generally hate that question. Can I just be honest with you guys? Because not that that's a bad question, it's that I hate the question, is because I don't like to really box myself. I create on moods. You know what I mean? I'm big on like hearing us beating, letting it kind of speak to me, and then I allow myself to kind of speak back to it. So when I came across a drill beat, and then I go to a hip hop beat, then I can go to like a melodic beat, because it's just all about what it says to me. And if I could speak it back, I'm good, you know. That's how I've always approached music. I try to tell stories that represent my perspective and the perspectives of those around me. You know, I use a lot of my experiences to create my metaphors and lyricism. I don't I can come off very hip hopish because that's just the culture that I've been around. I'm around native tongues. I've been around Jungle Brothers and Black Sheep Drez and Tribe Called Quest. I've been around them so long that I have a hip hop take, but I'm also very like rangy in my approaches to music. So it's just about feel for me. It's just about a vibe. Who's in the room with me? if I work with the engineer, if I work by myself, that's all that really determines it in my personal music. It's just about the energy around me, bro, and how the music speaks to me. Um, I don't I typically think that's just a mood, you know what I mean? It's an energy, you know what I mean? It's not really a sound that I look for, it's an energy I look for. And when I feel it, it's a go. And it don't even take much, but like I'm saying, it's still an energy that I look for in music. And I don't really categorize it.
You see, I like how you took a question you didn't like and gave it a really great answer.
I appreciate you, but that's the type of, but see, you know what though? That's the type of stuff I learned from my pops. Like he always like to call me, he'll school me more. Yo, man, I must have been in the studio 1,000 times. He might have been in the studio with me like 3 times, bro. But when I do like interviews, that's when he gives me like long talks just about like controlling the interview, controlling the platform, being able to talk about what you want to talk about, taking a question and being able to elaborate on it, intriguing you, adding more to the interview. And I appreciate you for noticing that. But yeah, I do have an answer, although I don't necessarily enjoy the question. I don't want to say I don't like it. I just don't enjoy the question too much.
Nah, I fucks with.
I just wish I had a title. I wish I had a name to say like I'm this kind of artist that explains everything I just said to you. You know what I mean?
I'm a backpack.
Nah, that's what you call the gift of gab, my nigga. That's what you call the gift of gab. That's crazy.
Like,
yo, how did you link with Jim? How did you link with Jim, and why did you decide to sign with Vamp? You could have signed with anybody.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this. Jim is and has been a very consistent and genuine supporter of my music. He also operates within my neighborhood as well. So he's very close to my neighborhood. And for me, it's more representative of the community. I'm actually in a really good deal. Everybody's deal is not the same. You feel me? Let me just tell you that everybody's deal is not the same. And I had other opportunities, but I'm gonna say some of the other opportunities would not have allowed me the platform, the territory to use it within their platform and show face for me. Like I'm just a person that needed that guidance from a pro like him and someone that could really show face for me and show face with me that was outside of my pops. You know what I mean? And he was really available for me like that. He was really had time and our circles kind of collaborate enough for it to be smooth and unforced. And that's kind of all I was really looking for in this current moment. Like, I'm well, like, put together as far as my business and my platform like that. You know what I mean? I don't really need to sign to anyone unless it was an actual joint venture or business deal. But I believe in the plan that me and Jim set forth for the next, couple drops and everything. And he's just been a big supporter of mine, bro. And like I said, the space and territory that I have to use of his was kind of unmatched to any other offers that I have. And little things like that, you kind of gotta take advantage of. And essentially, this opportunity is gonna just open up other opportunities in a more stronger way. And yeah, so I met him from how I originally met Jim. I originally met Jim through my pops somehow. And what happened is I started recording with the Heatmakers. So that's another thing. One of my friends, like my dear friends, is Awesomeness from the Heatmakers. So, obviously he has a big role to play in the Dipset culture and everything. So and I'm from Harlem, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I grew up from like who didn't want to be Dipset. You didn't want to be a diplomat if you was from Harlem, you know what I mean? So it's very cultured about why I deal with why I would want to be with Jim. You know what I mean? He works really hard and he works every day and he sets an example that allows me to grow. And those things money can't buy. You feel me? Those things. And I had access to it really before I even signed with him. I didn't have to sign with him. I just wanted to do something actually with him and say, look, we did this together. We went on this music and got behind me on this, and nigga, I appreciate you. You feel me? Like, that's the truth. So we're gonna do a couple drops together, and I have some other plays in store as well. But shout out to Vampire Life and Empire.
And just like you were saying, the collaborative thing worked out because you ended up getting Angel, right?
Ended up getting Angel. Ended up getting on your show. You feel me?
Look at that. Look at that.
So let's actually get into Angels.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm going to do is I'm gonna drop everybody off the call. I'm gonna get you in the forefront. I want you to shout out, say this is G Mims. Don't forget the $sign with the Man Dem. Shout out Toronto, do all that good stuff.
Yeah, it's G Mims. Don't forget the dollar. You tuned into the Man Dem Show.
Let's get it. Let's get it.
Got it?
Got it.
T got another one.
Huh? Yeah. Shout out my man T.
T got another one. Produced that.
Yeah. Shout out to my boy T. He did something crazy with that, and that's really how it started. So what happens is, my man T cook up beats. And he'll sit with me. I don't care if we outside in the block, on the street. He got the little NPC with the speaker joint, so he'll come cook up anywhere. And what happened is, this is one of those beats where he started just hearing me like mumbling. That's his thing with me. Like, I wish I had him on the interview, because he'll tell you, like, he'll be making beats. Even if he like it, he'll finish them. But he knows when he start hearing me talking to myself and start mumbling and shit, he know like, Mims like he got one. He on to something. And that was one of those records where I did the verse. Really it got inspired, some inspiration behind that song. It's a lot of inspiration behind that song. I start the first line off by saying this ain't Louis Vuitton, this is George Vuitton. I really got that from a friend of mine, and she was telling me that George Vuitton was actually the son of Louis Vuitton. And he wanted to leave it. He wanted to create his own legacy. He came out with his own print. The monogram print, I believe, is like the is George Vuitton's print. One of the prints is Damier, is
and there's like the monogram. One of the prints is actually George Vuitton print, and that was him leaving his own mark. He wanted to leave his own print under his father's legacy, and I was like, yo, that's such a bar, because that's me, that's my story. You know what I mean? Like, and when I thought about like, so that's a deep bar within itself. When I say they say Louis Vuitton, this is George Vuitton. Like, you got to just know the story to know. And it's like, in a sense, I'm saying my first name is George, so in a sense, I'm saying this is my clothes, my design. But really, the deeper value to it is that the story of George Vuitton is he's the son of Louis Vuitton. His passion was to come up with a print that left his own legacy. So that's why I say I leave a print on anything I leave my feet upon. Like, I'm just saying I'm leaving my own print in my own way. So that whole concept derived from that. And I actually did the verse, and Jim did his verse before the hook. I didn't really have a hook until I started listening to the hook, to the sample, and you know, I just said something about making it through hell and back. Must have had an angel, and then the whole song came together. And Jim loved it, I loved it. So it was actually done in pieces. It wasn't really done in the same night. It was like, it takes time to make, I guess, records of quality. You know what I mean? Sometimes they made fast, sometimes they need a couple of days or a couple of sessions. And that was one of them that had about 3 or 4 sessions to it as far as the recording phase went. And it shaped out pretty well. You know what I mean? I like that record. You know, I don't try to get too attached to any songs, but I like that one.
So when the beat was done, you always knew you wanted Jim on that?
Yeah, because I said Ghost White Range bumping Ghost of Rich Porter.
Fuck.
I'm talking about
Jim Jones album. Jim Jones album.
Jim Jones album. So I said Ghost White Range bumping Ghost of Rich Porter. That was one of the mixtape I used to listen to back in, like, when I was my version of Outside. That's what I used to listen to. So and the guy that rolls with me, my man Rich, he had a White Range. So I just threw that two together. Ghost White Range bumping Ghost of Rich Porter. And the crazy thing is, his nickname, my man's nickname is Rich Porter. So it just was a play on a lot of shit. Yeah, it was just a bar that one of those, like I said, that's like, my bars come from like experiences. If I could flip like a moment into that's like the most ideal bar for me. So yeah, that was just us sitting in the car, Dope White Range bumping Ghost of Rich Porter. And I said, verses work for brick now. We try and flip orders. Yeah, that's a fact. That's a good bar. I ain't even think about it. I didn't even think about it.
You thought about it like, damn, this shit is hard.
Yeah, I didn't even think about how cool that how, you know what I mean? That's a good ball, you know. So I'll be coming up with shit. I'll be wishing I had a lot more opportunities to kind of talk about where and where those things inspired from. Because it's pretty cool when I think about how and why I say certain things.
That's what I was about to tell you. Maybe like what you need to do is like tell Jim that you guys want to create your own like Genius style interview setup, some sort of content creation, so that you can actually sit and like, you know, the VL Life artist can just do like a rap Genius, but you guys' own version. You know what I'm saying?
Vamp lyrics.
Yeah, between the lines. You know what I'm saying? Some crazy.
Come up with some shit, yeah.
And that way you can discuss your bars, because I know, like, as rappers, like, certain things go over people's head, because, you know, like when you write and you're like, I wonder if people are going to understand this, but like, you know, like,
yeah,
you know, when you get to that comfort, you just drop it. Who cares? And then you just sit there like, damn, this shit is actually hard. I wish people actually knew.
Yeah.
Now I'm saying, now we're in that era where we can actually record and actually talk about it and put it out there for social media to actually understand. You know what I'm saying?
I agree completely. I completely agree with that. That's something I'm gonna I'm gonna talk to them about that ASAP. Like, yo, let's do this. I want to do this. This is my vision.
Yo, Vegas, why are we giving this guy these ideas when we could just do it for him, yo? Like, we can just go to New York,
that just means y'all gotta come.
And we can get it done.
Y'all gotta come. Y'all just gotta come collaborate with me. It's all right, man. I wouldn't leave y'all out of it. I already was about to say, damn, now I gotta do business with Man Dem.
With Man Dem.
Yes.
What's your
Freestyle.
background like? Do you have a what's your background? Are you like what's your background?
Me, I'm a
Yeah.
mixed person, man. I'm a very mixed individual. I'm learning a lot of things about myself in my background, but yeah, man, I don't really know everything. I just know a little bit from my mom's background. I know my mom is a little bit of she comes from a tribe, actually Native American tribe called Tuscarora.
Oh.
So I'm actually a native New Yorker, a
Oh,
Native
okay.
American New Yorker. Actually, her mom is Cherokee, little Nigerian, little Caucasian,
Mm.
little bit of everything, man. You know what I mean? Little Honduran. But I think what resonates most is the fact that like my mom's her dad is you could see the Native American kind of traits within his line of the family. So I'm just a little bit of everything, man. I try not to. I was just having a conversation about the black-white concept, the black-white system of racial division.
Mm.
And although I have a lot of black pride, I do recognize adopting the black pride is kind of being a part of the system too. You know what I mean? There's so much more commonalities that we have as human beings other than the shallowness of our skin, the color of our skin. We have so many more things in common. I just think the color of our skin is a shallow way of showing that, things that we have in common as a people, So part of being black and identifying with black or white is it also kind of separates us from really knowing where we came from, because it's really a little bit more deeper than that, right? You asked me about my background, and I just told you I'm a mix of a lot of things that don't all identify with black. But I do my pride lies in the black community and the culture. So I come from the black culture. I was raised in the black culture. So I believe in what its soul. I believe in its soul, but I do understand the concept, the ideology of black is just a trick. You know what I mean? It's really just a trick. So I find hard. I don't even like arguing about black white, because I have black family members, white family members, a lot of different types of family members, and I do think whether you call yourself black or white, you're still subscribing to the system of confusion. You know what I mean? It has to be something more about you being white than you like. What does being white mean? Does it mean you're from Europe? Does it mean you're from this place? Does it mean you're from Africa? Does it mean where the fuck are you from? And what does that really mean? You know what I mean? Like being white is just a color, and it is, you know what I mean? Like being black is beautiful, but it's just a shade. White and black and white are shades. What does that really mean? So I'm glad you asked me about my just entire background, opposed to just being black or white, because I mean, I'm not trying to start no cult, but I just want to get away from just identifying. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to drop a jewel. You know what I mean? You look hard enough, you'll find it is documented that being deemed black was just a kind of system to get us away from knowing where we really come from. So I'm probably not the best person to have those conversations with, because I might say some shit that might make the black or the shade subscribing people mad. You know what I mean? I'm a brown skinned individual. I don't know nobody that's black. You know what I mean? Chris Whammy, one of the darkest people I know, he ain't black. You feel me? So he brown. So I'm just...
I feel that, man. That's fucking deep.
That's real shit right there.
That's fucking deep, dog. I like it, man.
So that's just how I really feel.
Question: have you and your pops got offered to be on Growing Up Hip Hop? And if you haven't, would you do that? Because I can kind of see you on there.
I mean, I would, if there was more integrity with the show, we would do it. We've thought about it. It's been kind of on the table a little bit, the possibility about it. I've grew up with everybody that's all grown up. I know the people, I'm not gonna lie, I know the kids growing up, the kids that are growing up hip hops, I probably know their parents better than I know them.
Jeez.
Like, you know what I mean? I've been to a lot of the events. I went to one event, and like now I'm a little more cooler with Vina Love, but like I'm cooler with Kid Capri than Vina Love. I'm more cooler with Fat Joe than his son.
His son.
I'm more cooler with it with
Where is
shit,
his
all
son,
of
by
them.
the way, now? Does his
Who?
son still do music? Fat Joe's son?
I think so, but I just don't know. Fat Joe, a lot of people in his family is into the music. You know what I mean? If you follow Terror Squad enough, you'll find that like his son, I think his cousin, his nephew is in the music, his son is in the music. They just a whole big family. They just a big Terror Squad fucking family. So they all in the music to some, even if it's behind doors or corporate or administratively or music, they all Fat Joe whole family's Terror Squad. Like not whole family, but if you in his circle, you Terror Squad. You're doing something with Terror Squad if you're in his circle. So that's also a big supporter of mine, man. Fat Joe's a big person that's in my life and in my career. But yeah, I definitely thought about doing growing up hip hop. What I don't like is my fear of growing up hip hop is that what I notice is when artists get on these reality shows, they start to get just typecasted as a reality show member. And I don't really like that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if I want to become growing up hip hop's G-Mems. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like that kind of throws me off. Like, let me do some more groundwork on myself before I want to be growing up. Like, look, maybe I don't think I'm out of pocket by saying this. I happen to know DJ Self as to be a DJ. But if you follow him on reality TV, you would never know he DJ. He's an actual DJ.
Facts.
That's true.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, I know who DJ Self is. I know that he's a DJ. I know that he likes doing parties and really can get on the ones and twos. But if you really just follow, if you're not from New York, if you're not fortunate to be from New York and you have just TV, you may have never seen DJ Self DJ on reality TV. He's probably never really DJ'd. Maybe one scene I've seen, you know what I mean? So I don't like that type of typecasting. There's people like Cardi B that did great with it, but she had a real strong foundation prior to going on Love and Hip Hop.
That's a fact.
K Michelle is another person. Stevie J is another person. They had foundations before they got on those platforms, and that can be a real big misconception. But I also know young people who I'm not gonna say their names that have got on Love and Hip Hop and became Love and Hip Hop artists. That's just it. They're Love and Hip Hop's such and such. They're growing up hip hop's such and such. They're, and I don't know if I want to do that yet. You know what I mean? I don't know if I want to do that yet.
From a growing up hip hop standpoint, I could totally get where you're coming from because like Tretch's daughter, like I think she's beautiful, but her and Sam, like their music is trash.
It's like I don't think my music is trash. I don't think my music will fall in that category, but I do think TV can overshadow it. You know what I mean?
1,000%.
God forbid I have a bad situation that they catch a bad scene. You know what I mean? God forbid I get put in a bad clip. Now I get just remembered as the bad clip, the MiM's Red Alert's son that gets in a bad clip. Listen, my pops is already 67. He already got a clean, legendary career. He don't really need none of that. You know what I mean? Like he's worldwide. If he never on TV again, he's around beyond he's around beyond his life on this earth. You know what I mean? So he don't really need it. He ain't really no has been. He is who he is. He's a mega legend and he stays in his particular lane and he's going to forever be famous and have a following for that. He don't need to remind anybody who he was, respectfully. You know what I mean? When he retires, he'll retire the longest lasting hip hop DJ on radio of any major platform that you can name in New York. So he don't need it. So I don't need them to do something with him, fuck his shit up, put him on his legacy
or yours.
Yeah, or yours. I mean, I'm younger, so there's certain things I can anticipate and deal with. He don't need to do that. You know what I mean? I don't need them. I gotta protect him in certain manners. You know what I mean? So that's why we did Drink Champs. We did My Expert Opinion. We'll go do a podcast. We'll go talk about our story. But if we did anything reality TV related, we would have to have some creative control on how they depict my pops in the midst of him because he's a very successful man, but he's very he's old school. He ain't really with the showing off his success. And I think that it's best that I do the things that respect his space and how he wants to carry the rest of his career. And but he has been available and open to it. We talk about it probably every year. I think we could make a dope show. I'm very tapped into so many other offsprings of hip hop that I think I would make a unique mix, because I really know I really know Dougie Fresh sons. I really know SNS son. I really know Kid Capri son. I really know Flavor Flav son. I really know Yo Old Dirty Bastard son. I really, like, I can do this all day. You know what I mean? I really have taken the time out to meet and tap in with these people, from Diddy's son down to, I mean, you name it. I probably met them or know them or crossed paths with them. So I'm blessed just to say, you know, shout out to all of them as well, because this shit ain't easy. You know what I mean? Everybody path ain't the same, but it's hard trying to fulfill the shoes of such an enormous legacy, you know what I mean, as respectively to the different people who got parents in the game. But yeah, I definitely thought about it. I would do a show though. I would do it. I would do it with him too, but it would just have to be delicate towards its integrity.
That's what's up.
I hear that.
Anything else good?
No.
I think we're gonna wrap this up, man. G Mims, do you got anything else you want to tell the people in Toronto, in Canada, in Ontario, New York, and Harlem? Anything else you want to let everybody know? Whatever album is coming out, how they can.
Yo, you know what? I used to go to St. Bonaventure University. It's not too far from like really crossing over too. I used to always want to come over there, so I want to say, invite me out. I'm coming to Canada. As soon as y'all want me, I will be there. I already love it there, and I haven't been there, but I want to be there. I want to perform. I want to come out and meet the people, touch the people. Shout out to my man Hassam, who produced my project called That Instrument, and you know, go get Angels. It's definitely more music coming out. I'm about to be dumping some more stuff. I don't even want to call it dumping, but I'm about to just be shooting my gun until I got to go get some more bullets. And so stay tapped in, coolgmims.com. Follow me at coolgmims. That's cool with a K, KOOLGMIMS. Don't forget the $. You on Man Dem Radio. And we are tapping in and turning up. Angels out on all streaming platforms. The video is out. Shout out to T. You got another one. Also, shout out to my videographer, New Day Jovi from District 51 Studio. And shout out to my man, Chris Ramey, man. That's my guy right there. He believed in me, man.
Yeah, shout out G Mim. Don't worry, this is just part one. When we get you down here, we come over there. The part 2 is following.
Yeah, let's do it. It's up. Yeah, let's get some real in studio, in person talk, man. Really talk about some real detailed stuff. We could get real down and into the stuff, man. I definitely like your vibe, man. And thanks for having me. Thanks for stretching your arms out and spreading your platform to me, man. I really appreciate that. And shout out to all the people of Canada and Toronto. Much love, for real.
Yeah, any music you got too, send us our way. You know what I'm saying? Free promo.
Oh yeah, I'm jumping. I got another video coming out soon. So it's on. But right now it's all about Angels, G Mims, and Jim Jones on all streaming platforms and on YouTube. Go get it now.
Go stream that.
Go stream that.
With that being said, we are out of here. Man Dem Show, you already know.
Don't know.
Sure. Don't forget the $.
Cheeks.